Welcome into a special Big Ten Championship edition of the Behind the Wall. We got a special guest today, Penn State captain, Stick City, number 11, former Big Ten champion, Brandon Bell. Brandon, thanks for joining us, man.
Oh, no doubt. Appreciate you having me on, man. Appreciate it. I'm
No
excited.
doubt. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's jump right into it. And the Big Ten Championship, the guys are getting ready to travel here in a couple days. I think some people have questions. I think you can answer them. What's the Big Ten Championship like? Is it like a normal away game, or is it more like a bowl game where we kind of go early? Did you stay the night after? Like, what's kind of the travel logistics of a Big Ten Championship?
Yeah, we did what we did back in 2016. We definitely traveled beforehand, similar to a bowl game, not as long. Definitely didn't stay the whole week in Indianapolis, but traveled like a regular away game. But we did stay the night. After the crazy victory, everybody definitely celebrated and woke up raspy voices and sore bodies. Caught to catch that plane back home. It was a great exit to Indianapolis. The fans greeted us when we got back to Lash. It was super dope.
That's awesome. I'm sure some really good memories that some stay off the airwaves too. So
For sure,
I
for
so
sure.
Biba, I want to go back to the beginning of the season. Obviously, like a couple of tough losses against Pitt and Michigan, but you guys also found ways to win against Minnesota, Ohio State. With you being the captain of that team, what was that like? Kind of a little bit down at the beginning, but then you guys just caught your stride. How did you
Yeah,
make sure you kept the team together and made sure you guys just kept going and you ultimately got to the goal? But when you're in it, it's hard. What
yeah.
was it like as a captain?
Man, it was like you said, it was a up and down roller coaster of a season. But we had a good group of guys that year. We had a good combination of senior leadership, including myself and a bunch of other guys. I definitely can't take all the credit. Mixed in with young talent, obviously Saquon Barkley, the best player in the world, probably right now, NFL MVP, front runner,
Oh
I
yeah.
say at least. So guys like that, Trace obviously making his name, growing his name, the Wizard that season. So we had a good combination. So when things got rough, the senior leadership kept the minds right, and then obviously making plays on the field. Those guys I just named, including myself on the defense. And then we battled injuries. I was out that Minnesota game you mentioned.
Mm.
I remember I was out that game, and it was a tough one. They fought hard, but once again, give the rock to Saquon like we did that season, and magical things happen.
Yeah, I'm sure playing with that. Obviously, you had some ballers on defense, Marcus Allen, all those guys, but having that offense that was the most
Yeah,
explosive offense in recent memory for Penn State, I'm sure was something crazy. I do want to
yeah.
ask your favorite memory, probably from the most memorable game, Ohio State
Mm.
2016. If you ever just sit there and you're thinking about it, like what's the memory you think of, B Bell?
Man, there's a lot from that game. Going into that, Jason Kabenda and I, well documented, we were coming off injury. I was on like a pitch count, supposed to be on a pitch count. Didn't know how sure my leg was going to hold up that game. And I remember just being nervous going in because I just wasn't sure health wise where I was at, to be honest. That's kind of one memory. Second memory, shoot, man. Obviously, the block field goal, if we take it to the end of the game, a lot of guys made so many plays that game. Jason and I were flying around. Garrett Sickles, Evan Schwan were getting to JT Barrett. Man, everyone was making plays, literally. Those plays come to mind. And then obviously just the fans, the students rushing the field. Never experienced that before and never have ever again after that. So once in a lifetime experience. I remember being so just drained. Obviously, that game was a battle, bloodbath. And it took a while to get off the field, just physically, and then obviously it was so crowded. But it was an awesome memory.
That's what I was gonna ask. So, like, when I haven't been a part of one ever, when the field gets rushed, what's that like as far as like clearing it out? And then, like, do you get like stuck in a group of fans? Like, what was that? How did you navigate the field getting rushed?
Honestly, I didn't even expect it to happen. I mean, looking back, it's like obviously, they were number 2, I think, in the
Mm.
country at the time. That's what college fans do. But we had never been in that situation, so it didn't even cross my mind that hey, just the field may get stormed. So when it did, it was just like a tidal wave of people, and exactly like you said, it was just hard to move anywhere. You can imagine a 100-yard plus field, all the space in the Beaver Stadium was completely filled. Like I said, I was exhausted, but finally kind of everyone pushed their way after hugging and everything to sing the song, and eventually it cleared. I can't remember how it cleared out, but it cleared out enough for everyone to come together and sing the song and ring the bell and make it off. But I remember not even making it home till dang near 1:30 a.m. Obviously, it was a night game. I remember my mom was parked like way by the hospital. So I walked her. By the time I walked her to the car, got back to my apartment off campus, it was like so late. I honestly didn't even get a chance to really celebrate. By the time I forced myself to get up, get dressed, shower, it was clipped. It was over. Everything was closed. I'm sure there was some after parties, but I was so pooped. I just took it down.
I believe it, especially, and then next morning you got to be in, by a decent hour. You got treatment. You know how it goes. All right, so I do real quick want to fast forward Big Ten championship. Yeah. I'm sure that was crazy. Starts out 28-7, and then the offense just turns up. The defense started clamping down Wisconsin. Going into halftime, I know you guys just scored a touchdown to make it 28-14. Yeah. But what was it like at halftime? Was it real positive? Were people kind of quiet? Like what was that atmosphere like to come back then?
Honestly, it was pretty calm. To be in such a hectic situation, obviously, like you said, that late touchdown definitely helped. But it was pretty calm. Outside of Naeem Wortman, he was kind of going crazy. He was injured at the time, but definitely, his last kind of hurrah. But I think that's well documented too. But no, everyone was pretty calm. Offense was calm. Defense was calm. They had been gashing us the first half, but we had a certain calm to like, hey, we know we can shut this run game down. Once we make them one-dimensional, this game can turn and will turn. And that's exactly what happened. Obviously, they continue to make their plays, but with our offense, striking hot as they did all season, we had that kind of second half team mantra for whatever reason, and it dang sure came true that game. Definitely the swing of momentum, and then we just rode that wave all the way until the end.
Kind of, a little bit like this year, second half team, always, clamping up. Offense goes crazy in the second half. I see some similarities.
Yeah,
all right, B-Bell, forever a legend here at Penn State, Six City. For real quick though, I do want to transition to this season for 1 second.
Yeah.
People talking about, we shouldn't play in this game because it's not a better bracket path. I'm like, man, forget the bracket. Yeah. Can you speak to what it means as a player, a team, a university when you win something like the Big Ten championship? Yeah. Like, what does that mean? Because I think some people are just thinking, like I said, a bracket, but as a player, they don't care. It's so different.
I mean, I understand it. Obviously, there's a larger picture, but man, being a Big Ten championship is everything, to be honest. And for my career, it was everything because that was the only championship I ever won in my entire football career. Little league, high school, I've been to some and taken L's, so I cherish that game with everything in my heart, So it's a big deal, and we come to the Big Ten to play ball, and it's the ultimate bragging rights. You look at the last few winners. Ohio State has, I think, last four in a row, or Michigan has the last 3 in a row. Then Ohio State has a run. I mean, that's the ultimate bragging rights for a coach, for a team. And I'm blessed to say, hey, I was a champion at one point in my life.
Absolutely, for sure. Hey, B-Bell, I appreciate you taking some time, sitting down with me, talking about that season. It was awesome. Hopefully people are talking about this 2024 season in a very similar light in a couple weeks, man. So appreciate it. Best of luck to you. You want to plug any of your stuff from State Media, your Twitter, anything like that?
Yeah, of course, man. Hack and I, we're coming through with the Pocket Podcast every week, giving our feedback on the Nittany Lions, man. And, you can follow me on Instagram and X on @__B-Bell. And appreciate all you guys, and definitely love. I told you, love what you've been doing. So definitely keep it up, and make sure you guys keep bigging up Landon.
I appreciate it, B-Bell. Same to you, man. Have a great one.
Yes, sir. You too.